Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to BWTM Sports. Less than an hour ago, I was talking about Deontay Wilder and what I thought he needed to do to get himself back to the top of heavyweight boxing in terms of changing maybe his training setup, maybe listening to some new ideas, potentially not getting dominated by Tyson Fury. If there was a situation where you didn't trust people in the camp, maybe you need to look at your camp again and look at those things. Get off social media. Spend more time in the gym away from all of those distractions. Some of those ideas I kind of brought up, and you know, people were saying he can't change. It's not possible for him to change. He can't make those adjustments. I'm like, well, of course he can make the adjustments if he's got a world-class trainer beside him and if he's willing to make the adjustments. There are things that Wilder can do. He's not the greatest boxer in the world, but he is a puncher. And if a trainer can get him in position to throw those big shots, surely it gives him a better chance of knocking Fury out in a rematch than doing the same thing he did in the first fight, in the second fight. Fury made the adjustments, Joshua made the adjustments, and both of those guys went on to win the fights in the future. I have with me in the room a man that knows what he's talking about. The man himself, Stacey McKinley, former trainer of Mike Tyson and many other heavyweight fighters. Stacey, it's great to have you back in the room. How are you?
Doing just fine. You know, just working hard, trying to stay on top of this boxing, get it back together. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yep.
So you're alive and well and no corona for you?
No, ain't no corona around here. Everybody in my gym got tested, and we all, fortunately, we came back negative and everything. So, Trevor Bryant been testing everybody, and look like we're gonna be fighting sometime. I think it's September the 5th for the WBA title or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so everything is good right here in the gym. But,
Stacey,
you got to be in Keffer,
Stacey, I could do a repeat of this interview with you. Last year, September, you told me the same thing that Trevor Bryant was fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. Are we still here waiting for him to do that?
Yeah, well, the fight was set for May the 30th at the Hard Rock in Hollywood in Florida. But when the pandemic hit, then they canceled all the fights, so all the shows got canceled. But we had to fight, the date and everything. We were ready to go.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that Ruben Guerrero says that they need to get that belt off of Manuel Shah ASAP.
Yeah, it's so complicated, but I think we got it. I think we got it down. Don had won the first bid, and they had the fight site, and so everything was good. Then this coronavirus come about, and they cancel all the fights. So I think it's going to happen. I think this time it's going to happen. I think both parties in agreement. I just hope they we still got that travel ban. So that's one thing we got to take in consideration. But hopefully the ban is off by then. I don't know.
The other thing that people are still talking about is Frezequendo. How the hell is he still in the rankings?
Well, I don't know. I think it has something to do with some technicality and court's order that he still is a legitimate contender or whatever. But I don't know about that. But all I know is that we got to fight, and we won the first bid, and the WBA is going to allow us to fight.
So this fight is definitely going to happen.
The fight is definitely going to happen September the 5th. We had August the 15th. We moved it back a little bit to September the 5th.
Okay, and how's Trevor been looking in the gym?
Trevor looking good. Trevor never stopped training. So he's been training right along. He's looking good. He's running good. He's working out. Quite naturally, he get a little upset sometimes because, that we keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. But he realized now that it's here. So he's good.
So obviously the corona and COVID-19 has probably given a lot of trainers and fighters the opportunity to evaluate a lot of things and maybe get more time to train and do things they probably wouldn't have done pre-COVID. So what have you done with Trevor Bryant, for example?
Well, the main thing with Trevor Bryant, you just have to talk. This is a difficult times for trainers. It's very difficult times for trainers because it's a lot just to get a fighter to the ring. It takes a lot to get a fight. A lot of people say, well, they're just going to train, and we're going to make it to the fight. It's not that simple. So a lot of things is involved besides just training to get a fighter to the ring. So but with this COVID about, now it adds a different element to our training, our psychological part of boxing, because it's something that we've learned to live with. I think it's going to be here for a while, so it's going to be part of our everyday life and our training life. So we have to make different adjustments to make sure we keep our fighters safe, keep ourselves safe at the same time. So it's something that's in our mind every day, constantly, when we're training, that's never been there before. But it's something that we we accept it. We got to live with it. There's a lot of testing going on. I mean, BBC has their fighters scheduled a fight to being tested every 2 weeks. They're taking blood tests, they're taking the swab in the nose and all this stuff. So everybody testing, because you don't want to get to the fights like they did at on ESPN. I think the main event got tossed out because one of the kids tested positive. The co-featured earlier fights. So we don't want to have that problem. So now the trainers know there's a lot of different responsibilities, and managers it's just so hard to get a fighter to the ring, but we're adjusting to it. So it's just part of our life now.
We have in the room with us a fighter that's on her way to Vegas. Her name is
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Stacey?
What happened?
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you. I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me? No? Do you want to come back out, go out and come back in? Can you hear me, Stacey?
I don't know what happened, Brian.
Can you hear me? No?
No.
Go out and come back in. Go out, come back in. Hold on a second. We've just lost Stacey McKinley for a second, so bear with us. He will be back in a moment. Just technical issues, but he'll be back. So here we go. I think Stacey's back in. Let's see now. Stacey, you there? Can you hear us? Can't hear? Come out.
I can barely hear you.
Come out and go back in. Sign yourself out and come back in. Okay, hold on.
No, I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me? No? Hold on.
Yes, Brian.
Okay, what you need to do is come out the room. Come out the room.
Beg pardon?
Come out the room and go back in again.
Oh, turn it off and go back in?
Yeah, turn it out and come back in again.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Are we here?
Can you hear me? No, come out the room.
Just a little bit.
Oh,
I hear just a little bit, not much.
Okay, go out the room and come back in.
What do you want me to do?
Just come out the room. Okay. Let's try now. How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Stacey? No. So we're just waiting a second for Stacey McKinley to come back. Technical issues from Vegas at the moment. So we are in the room. In the room is Pink Tyson is in the room as well. Good evening, Pink Tyson. Hope that you're well. Let's see, Stacey's coming back into the room now. Let's see what we get here. Stacey, you there?
I'm here.
You can hear me, but I can't see you.
You can't. I know. I see that.
Try and turn your camera on, or turn the camera around. One or the other. So you turn the volume off. Yeah, that's it. That's your volume. Try and get your camera.
Try again. Okay.
Try your camera because I can see you, but I can't.
Okay.
Great.
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. I was just about to say, I'm just for a second. I'm just going to change the banner. We're just going to go pink for a second, very quickly. Turn this pink just for a second. Let me get this for you. Right. We just change it pink for a second. We have in the room with us, you might be interested in this, Mike Tyson, who's on her way to Vegas shortly, going to be training with in the Mayweather gym. She's from the UK. She is of Greek origin. She will be coming to Vegas, Mike Tyson, shortly, as a wrestling background, a boxing background, and she's quite tasty of the hand. So she'll be coming to Vegas and working with Kofi, the former boxer at the Mayweather gym. So she'll be in Vegas soon. So I just thought I'd let you know, and she's listening in. So I thought I'd let you know that, Stacey.
Okay.
Do you have any advice very quickly for any fighters coming to America, particularly in Vegas?
Good. Tell her come on.
Right. You're breaking up again, Stacey.
Just make sure that you keep yourself safe.
Keep going, Stacey. Go ahead.
Just make sure. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, Stacey. Go ahead.
Just make sure you keep yourself safe. Make sure you keep yourself safe and get tested and all these type of things, and you just got to be. You just what the hell is going on here?
I don't know.
Brian.
You having issues? You got issues from your end again? Okay, take the camera off. Turn the camera off and just do the voice.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get back. Sure, I'm in there.
Don't know why that's happened though, Stacey. I've got no idea why it's happening tonight. Well, we're gonna work.
I don't know, but let me see what happens. Hold on a minute.
Who was that?
Come on.
Huh?
I'm talking, Jess.
Try again. Got it? No?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Stacey?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we'll just stick with the picture. We'll keep the picture there. A nice picture of you with your mouth open, looking the other direction. But we'll keep talking anyway. So, as I said, your advice to the lady from Spartan in Greece. What's your advice to her?
Now, when she gets to the United States, to make sure that she has all her tests and wear her mask and basically just take care of herself. As far as the training go, that's going to be fine. But you got a lot of elements involved now in coming here. So you just got to be real careful. That's all.
What are the elements that she would have to be careful coming from where she is, from Europe into America and the States, and particularly Las Vegas?
Well, coming to Vegas, Vegas been on lockdown for a while. There's a lot of activity going on there now, but this COVID-19 is spreading all through Vegas and Arizona, all in that area. So you just got to be careful. You got to wear your mask and be careful. That's all. That's basically the only thing she needs to worry about.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's get back to what you were talking about. How difficult has it been for you to keep fighters in shape, Stacey?
Well, it hasn't been really difficult. It's just that the mindset and is constantly there, because you're thinking about the fighters all the time. You're thinking about this COVID, whether or not you're thinking about when they leave the gym, who are they socializing with, because they're going to different places and meeting different people. So it's a lot to be on your mind. I know what I do all the time when I leave, but I don't know what the fighters be doing. When they leave, they go and talk to different people and socialize with different people. So they got to be real careful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. All right, moving very swiftly on. As you know, or you may not know, I'm sure you do know, Mike Tyson is making this comeback. What has been your thoughts of Mike making this comeback, and your thoughts as his ex-trainer of over 10 years, and what Mike's doing now? And do you have any thoughts when people say he looks great on the pads and, he could go and beat the current heavyweight champions? Your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts basically is that, if Mike want to come back, and I think that is a big buzz going on about Mike and his fighting and this type of thing, but I think he should come back, and if you want to get him one payday, there's no problem with that. But overall, I don't think he's going to come back and try to fight for a world champion, or he's going to be heavyweight champion of the world again. I think people just excited about Mike. He looked good in the gym, but I think as far as now, I will say, if he came back and fought Wilder, I give him a chance between 1 and 3. I give him a good chance of beating Wilder. But after 4 or 5 rounds, he'll have a problem. So, but I think it's a great thing that people are talking about the boxing and they're talking about he and Holyfield fighting. But you know, I think it's exciting. But you know, that's about as far as it's going to go.
Would you have trained Mike again? Money aside, would you have trained Mike again for this comeback, or would you advise him to keep away from it?
No. I would definitely train him for his comeback. You know, I would definitely train him for his comeback. I mean, I don't see no reason why he shouldn't come back. I don't see no reason why he shouldn't come back. I don't see no reason, but if they're gonna give him 25 or $30 million, he has to come back. You know, I mean, come on. You know, right now boxing is in the stage where Mike is basically taking over the media. He's looking good. He's strong. His punches are coming out good. And you know, one thing a fighter never loses is punching power. Mm-hmm. So Mike still got punching power. He has speed. And they're asking about Wilder. They was talking about the possibility maybe he and Wilder are going to fight. But I picked Tyson to beat Wilder in 3 rounds. After that, I got to give it to Wilder. And that's basically because of Wilder defense and this rope-a-dope style that he has. If you back up to the ropes on Mike and just depend on a straight right hand, you're gonna be in trouble. Because as soon as Mike hit him, it's gonna be a punch he never felt before.
Wow. From your opinion, having worked with Mike on the pads extensively over many years, what did you see on those pads on that video? I know it's quite short videos, but did you see anything more explosive in Mike, less explosive, or something else?
No. What I saw was Mike. And Mike is a very unique and unusual athlete. What I saw was good speed. I saw good snap on his left hook. I saw his body rotation was good. I saw his double shots to the body, double left hook to the body was good. I saw him rolling underneath some right hand, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. What I saw was pretty good. You know, it was impressive. But the thing with Mike Tyson is this: when Mike retired, it wasn't because Mike couldn't fight anymore. Mike did not want to fight anymore. You know, he expressed to me, he said, you know, I'm not going to do this because I got too much respect for the belt, and I'm not going to be going in the ring and fighting just for the money because I really don't want to fight. You know, he was done. But right now, he has a little spark in him. He's feeling good. So if he want to go in there and fight, I think that he can do it. It's not a long time career, but a couple of exhibitions. But I wouldn't do an exhibition because they're talking about he and Holyfield, so that's going to be a fight, a good 4 or 5 round fight. So it would be great. I mean, I see where it can be exciting for 4 rounds if he fought Holyfield.
Shannon Briggs. When I did the thing on Shannon Briggs, I thought that Mike should stay away from Shannon Briggs. Your thoughts on Shannon Briggs, Mike Tyson?
Well, I don't think that Mike is staying away from Shannon Briggs. I think that Shannon Briggs' name is mentioned because he's a former 2-time world champion. He's a big guy. He has a lot of followers in Great Britain. So I think that if they did a pay-per-view, they do real well if Mike fought Shannon Briggs. But I don't think they can do what they would do if they fight Holyfield. Holyfield is a bigger draw. But I think Mike is staying away from Shannon Briggs.
What if Mike going and get revenge over a fight like something like the Danny Williams fight?
The Danny Williams fight, well, Mike just showed up for that. The Danny Williams and the McBride and those type of guys, he just showed he didn't want to fight. You know, they was telling him, Mike, you should fight, you should do this, but he was done. He didn't want to fight anymore. Mentally, he was done. But now he's a little bit different. But Danny Williams, this type of thing, you know, that was just something that they was just going through. It wasn't really a fight. I mean, I felt that. In fact, I had told Sterling McPherson, who's one of the coordinators, I said, look, Mike is not going to beat Danny Williams because he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to do it. So that's it. Man didn't want to do it. He was done. Just mentally burnt out. But now he got new life. He's back. He's having a good time. So if you want to do a couple of exhibitions, I wouldn't do no exhibition. I'd just go into a fight with Holyfield and just call it quits. That's it.
Wow. So you would take the Holyfield fight?
I would take the Holyfield fight. It's a bigger fight. It's a much bigger fight, and it's not an exhibition. A lot of people say, well, Mike gonna do an exhibition. If Holyfield and Mike Tyson come in the ring against each other, believe me, it's not going to be an exhibition. It's going to be a fight because 2 guys are very, very high spirited, and aggressive. So when the bell rings, you're gonna see a fight, and you see an exciting fight for 3 or 4 rounds.
There was some talk of Mike Tyson fighting Tyson Fury in an exhibition bout. What about that? How does that go?
Well, he have a problem with that. I mean, if the money is there, I know I'm with Mike. If the money is right, then you have to take it. You have to do an exhibition with him. But it won't be exciting as exciting as the whole. The style makes fights, and so Mike couldn't do anything with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was too big, too sharp. He boxed too good.
What about Anthony Joshua? The vulnerabilities there. He's been knocked up by Andy Ruiz. What about that fight?
Well, Anthony Joshua is a little bit different situation because he's not as flexible as a Tyson Fury. So he's there to be hit, and I don't know right now. I don't know where his mindset is because the last fight is a rematch. He didn't show me a whole lot in that fight. He was timid. He didn't want to engage, and when he did engage, he was holding and grabbing, and which is nothing wrong with that. But if you got a guy weighing damn near 300 pounds, why are you grabbing and holding on? Why are you afraid of him? So you don't know how that would turn out with Tyson and Tyson Fury. I mean Joshua.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So let's move swiftly on. Now, the big story at the moment that's going around is this one. I've just seen it in my my brother's Facebook page, but it's been posted by our good friend Rob Jackson. And Rob Jackson says, today, Fury's team paid to have the pics taken down. He says, sounds like an innocent man to me. He refused to pay barefoot, but he's willing to pay a photographer. So then it says the watcher, a regular viewer on our channel, says, for all the sheep saying the image was photoshopped or edited, the image is clearly original from the Las Vegas photographer's website. Link is here. He goes, you will find more images that look suspicious with the right glove. So the story is coming out again about Tyson Fury, and Mauricio Sulaiman has come out and defended Tyson in this situation. Unfortunately for Mauricio Sulaiman, in the past, when he's defended fighters, they've all ended up being guilty. So Mauricio Sulaiman isn't looking that great with it. It might not look so great on this afterwards. Now, the other thing is, I want to bring this little story in here today. I just want to hear your opinion. I'm going to throw it out there just to hear what you've got to say. You are an experienced trainer. You've worked with some of the greatest fighters in the heavyweight division and around the world. So I just want to hear your thoughts on this. And this is what the story is. It says, in terms of the medical report for Deontay Wilder, it says Wilder has a crack in his sphenoid bone in his skull. Just not possible to break that bone with a gloved hand. That's why he was bleeding like that. He could have died in the ring. This is not good. And that's a medical report coming regarding Deontay Wilder's injury he got in his head. And what are your thoughts on this?
Well, yeah, my thoughts is this. This is my thoughts, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're in the ring with 10-ounce gloves on. You're in the ring with a guy that's 7 feet tall. You know, he's about 6'9". When you get up on the balls, his feet to box. He's about 7 feet tall. He weighed in, probably weighing, come in the ring weighing about 290 pounds. So you're in the ring with a very big man. So I've seen fights, and I've seen fighters with cracked skulls. I've seen fighters with broken jaws. I've seen fighters' ribs come through the side. I've seen all these type of things. So for a fighter to have an injury, let's say he had a crack in his skull. Well, he's in the boxing ring. He's getting hit with a tremendous force from another super athlete. So anything can happen. So I don't think it has anything to do with the gloves. If that's true, I don't think it has anything to do with the gloves or anything like that. Like I said, I've seen these things before anyway. So, but all this conspiracy stuff, I would say there's so many. It's so much conspiracy about Deontay Wilder trying to make excuses for his loss. I mean, he got more conspiracy in the coronavirus. I mean, it's everybody this and everybody that. Let me explain something to you. I would say that it's all a bunch of bull. Okay, this is what I would say, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because let's go to Wilder. Let's go to Wilder's side. You're dealing with a lot of. Wilder has some people in his corner. He has some people on his team that are very, very experienced people, like Shelly Finkel. Shelly Finkel know boxing inside and out. Okay, Shelly Finkel know if there was something wrong with the gloves. Sheldon Figure and his people know. I saw a picture where when they were wrapping Fury's hand, one of the trainers was in there watching him wrap his hand. When he putting the gloves on, they was watching all of these different things. I go to Tyson Fury's side. Tyson Fury got Bob Arum. Top Rank is one of his promoters. He has my good friend Frank Warren, who's a great promoter that I really like a lot. So you got Tyson Fury himself. It's not stupid. He's not a stupid man. He's not a stupid man at all. He talks a lot of trash, but he's not stupid. He know better than to tamper with boxing gloves. He know better than to tamper with boxing gloves. I'll take you back in history a little bit. Panama Lewis.
Yes.
Everybody in boxing know the Panama Lewis story. Okay, Panama Lewis. For those of you who don't know, he's with the guy who helped Roberto Duran out of Panama. He's best known for the Aaron Pryor fight. And he said, "Give me some of that mix. Give me the bottle with the mix in it." Okay, but Panama Lewis actually tampered. Was the court said that he tampered with the gloves? They say he tampered with the gloves. Those gloves was confiscated and taken to the manufacturer. The manufacturer is the one who basically told them that there was 1 or 2 ounces of padding taken out of those gloves. Okay, I don't think that Tyson Fury is stupid enough, knowing all of these things, to take a pair of gloves and take a certain amount of cushion out of a foam out of the gloves. Now it's harder to take cushion out of a glove now because most of them are made out of foam. Back then, those gloves were made out of horsehair, so it's easy to pull a few strings of horsehair out from those gloves. But Panama Lewis ended up doing between 2 to 3 years in prison. What you're talking about is a federal offense. You're talking about prison time. And I don't think that Tyson Fury and his people are stupid enough or had to do this in order to beat Deontay Wilder. I mean, Wilder was talking to Beast, but he wasn't the Beast. So I don't think he had to do this. I think it's just a whole bunch of publicity. And I think that is really hurting Wilder. I don't hear Shirley thinking I'm all talking about it, but I really think it's hurting Wilder a career, because his brother basically is the ones out there saying these different things about the gloves and all of this. If I was Wilder, I would tell my brother, look, you stay out of it, keep your mouth shut, and don't worry about it, okay? If I got a dent in my head, well, I can tell you right now, this guy hit you upside of your head, as big as this man is, he might knock a dent in your head. I've seen jawbones come through jaws. I've seen teeth come out in gloves. What the hell are you talking about? This is professional boxing. Anything can happen. Now, if you're scared you're going to get a dent knocked in your head, then don't go in the boxing ring. Go do something else. You know, because once we step in that ring, anything can happen. We've seen guys lose eyes. We've seen guys lose, just get badly hurt. We've seen guys get killed in the ring. So don't say, well, because my brother got a dent in his head, he's getting hit upside the head, brother. Anything can happen. So I think it's a whole bunch of hogwash, and I think that Fury going to be okay. And if they fight again, I think that Fury will totally destroy him. And that's the bottom line. You know, you got one guy the upside, he's happy. You got the other guy, his mind is being cluttered with all this. And then he started talking about, I heard something last week, I think the water, somebody spiked the water. Oh, come on, man. The only spike you got is them left hooks and right hands. That's what the spiking was. The left hook in the right hand. Okay, you was in there with a better fighter. That's all there is to it. Get yourself together and get you some help and try to come back. But all this other stuff on your mind is not going to help you. It's only going to hurt you.
You see, if I don't bring these theories up, and if I don't talk about these things, I have a man in the room who is a teacher of boxing. It's not a renter coach, a guy who's got a pair of pads and start holding pads up and calling himself a trainer. You're a teacher. You've been in sport for many, many years. So I have to ask the questions, because I don't use it as just an opportunity to hear my own voice, but to learn and to educate, not only myself,
right,
for the others out there. So I have to at times say, all right, I have my personal opinion, what I think is going on here, but my personal opinion doesn't matter. It's really about your opinion, Stacey, and hearing what you've got to say with the person who's got far more superior knowledge and far more experience within the sport of boxing. So the only way we're going to learn is if we put these questions to you, and then you can break it down and say, well, okay, well, this is hogwash. I've seen this happen many times in boxing. So this is nothing new. And exactly what you said there early on in the video, I said that he needs to shut all this social media noise off. He needs to focus on the fight. And if all these things supposedly did happen, Let him use those things as motivation to get himself right and to win the rematch. That's what you do. It's a legacy fight. Instead, you're focusing on this happened and start making excuses, which means if you make excuses, you're less likely to want to train to make the improvements. So from your opinion as a trainer, what adjustments would you be suggesting to Wilder for the rematch?
Well, first of all, he got to get a few basic fundamentals together. You know, he got to get his footwork ready. He got to get his jab going. He got to double and triple up on his jab. He has to have a little bit of movement. He had to knock punches down, slip jabs, not just pull straight back and do the rope-a-dope style that Muhammad Ali introduced years ago against George Foreman. And everybody thought it was a technique, which it wasn't a technique. He didn't have any place else to go. Now, I also had fighters that fight with got bad injuries. When Tony Tucker fought Mike Tyson, we started to take Tony Tucker out of the fight because Tony Tucker had a fractured right hand, but he had to go in there and fight anyway. Okay, so he had to go in there and fight. We didn't make no excuses saying, well, you know, his hand was messed up. We knew his hand was messed up when he was in there, but we knew that he would fight. So all different types of injury. Even Wilder himself had a reconstructed right hand. I mean, his hand was hurt. So anybody can get hurt or fractured in there, but there's no excuse because let me tell you it's like it is. The bottom line is this. Nobody really gives a damn. You got to understand that. People don't care about all these excuses and these crying and all that. They don't care. Fans does not care. They're not going to strip this kid of his title because of these incidents that you're saying that happen. It's not going to happen. Tyson Fury has his belt. He's going to keep his belt. They're not going to strip him of his belt. And the fans don't care. They don't want to hear excuses. They lack results. Boxing fans are very fickle. They come in the ring with you when you're champion, and when the other guy win, they go out of the ring with them. You know, Don King does the same thing, but Don King has a theory for it. And I learned that years later why Don did that. And I'll tell you what it meant. And he said, look, if you listen to what he say, you'll learn a lot about philosophy. He said, well, I got to go with the winner in order to help the loser, which makes a lot of sense. Okay, I came in with the winner. I came in with the champion. He lost. I got to go with the other champion. Therefore, I can take this guy and bring him back and get a champion a rematch. So this is where boxing fans are. They go with the winner. So you all this crying about, I got knots on my head. They laugh about that. Oh my God. It makes Fury seem like he's some monster God type fighter. Oh my God, this guy's knocking dents in this guy's head. He's cracking skulls. I got to go get a ticket. I got to watch this guy. It's all this happened. The same thing with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was knocking people out cold. Oh, I got to watch it. This is what people like. We are in the hurt business. So if he was hurting Wilder, he was doing his job. And that's all it is to it. And people don't give a damn. And they're not going to strip him. Okay, so they need to stop talking and start talking about, I made some adjustments. I'm training. I'm doing this. I'm getting my skills together. Now people will listen. Everybody don't hear all them excuses. That ain't the way boxing go.
You've literally repeated what I said about half an hour ago. So interesting. Anyway, questions out there by, has Deontay Wilder's team reached out to you? Stacey? Are you there?
Yeah, so what now?
Sorry. Has Deontay Wilder's team reached out to you? It's gone quiet again. The conspiracy theories will start flying now. Stacey, you there? I think we've lost Stacey McKinley again. I think we've lost Stacey. I think. Let me check and see. That connection at gym is at times can be a problem. So let me see if we can get him back. Might just have to do the call on the phone if this carries on happening. Because maybe he's got a telephone call coming through as well. Who knows? I'll ring him and see if we can continue the interview on the phone. Quality's just as good. I think he might be on the phone. He might be on a normal phone. I think he might be on a normal phone. So he's gone. He'll be back, I think. So very interesting stuff there from Stacey McKinley talking about he basically thinks it's hogwash. And I don't know if you noticed what Stacey did say earlier on when we were I was doing the what Wilder needs to do for the rematch. When I said basically that Wilder needs to basically tell his team to keep quiet and focus on the development of his skill set, making the adjustments and preparing for a Fury rematch. So we're just waiting for Stacey to come back in if he comes back. Try again and try and get him because he's probably on the phone, the normal phone. Call him via WhatsApp.
Okay, you there?
Yeah, Stacey, you there?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here, Stacey. Just keep going, keep talking. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. So you mentioned something about Wilder people reaching out to what now?
Yeah, did Deontay Wilder's team reach out to you?
No.
They haven't.
No, they're not gonna reach out to. Listen, Wilder's not ready. Wilder is not ready to fight. Wilder, they're doing all the talking. Wilder hasn't made his mind up that he's gonna. I don't even know if Wilder's gonna fight again. You don't know that. He might decide he's gonna do something else. I think he had a few parts in the movies and stuff like that. So you never know. He said he want to fight, but then all these excuses. I mean, there's more conspiracies than the coronavirus, and it's full of conspiracy. So I don't know. So we don't know if he want to fight. He might say the hell with boxing. With all these different things, guys talking about his skull getting cracked over here, he might not want to fight no more.
Okay. Next question. Big Baby Miller. Your thoughts?
I mean, I was asked that question the other day. In most of the interviews that I do, and you've always you hear me talk about mental strength and mindset. The fight is in the head. The fight is in the mind. You can get technically ready and physically ready to fight, but if your mind ain't right, you still ain't got no fighter. So the bottom line with Big Baby Miller is very simple for me. I mean, the answer for me is very simple. Here's a guy that don't want to fight. It's just that simple. Now you may say to yourself, well, how can you say that this guy don't want to fight and he's a fighter? Well, he may be a fighter, but he doesn't want to fight. It's obvious that he does not want to fight. So in order to keep from fighting on a certain level, then he would automatically do the things that he does to get himself out of the ring. So he doesn't want to fight. I had a fighter once. I used to call him the first coming to Mike Tyson. His name was Dwayne. What was his name? Dwayne Wilson out of University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan. But the guy had all the potential in the world. I mean, we had the University of Michigan athletic department behind him to promote him. Don Cannon at the time was the athletic director, was promoting this kid. This kid was from the hood. Okay, he went back to the hood. He went back to the time to make his debut at the University of Michigan. He went back to the hood and deliberately got in trouble to go to jail to keep from fighting. So he was afraid of success. And at that time, I was a young trainer. I couldn't understand that, but he was afraid of success. Some people can only go so far because mentally they can't cross that other line. They may have technical skills, but they just can't cross that line. So I think this is Gerald. I think he can't comprehend what it's like to cross that line, and therefore he does things to give him an excuse that, hey, look, I ain't got to cross that line because I done got in trouble. I'm out of there. So his thing is, I don't want to fight. It's just that simple.
Yeah, but that's all well and good. But I hear that Jay Prince has made some investment in Jarrell Miller. He's the last guy you want to be telling, I don't want to be fighting.
Well, listen, Jay Prince is a good guy. Jay Prince been around a long time. Not only just in the boxing business, but he's been around and they learned a lot of the music business, which is a lot of it's a lot of similarities in that in those two different professions. But the bottom line is, I kind of feel sorry for Jay Prince in a way because what he did was he took a chance. He took a chance on a guy that he figured that I'd give him another chance, then we can make something out of it. We can make something happen. But he also, Jay Prince, has been around long enough to know that he was gambling on this guy, but he was willing to take a gamble. So he took a gamble and he lost. So you're just gonna have to he got to deal with it. He got to deal with it that way because hey, the guy was a high risk. The same way with now Jay Prince's relationship with top ranking Bob Reardon is really good.
So Bob Arum probably wouldn't have dealt with Big Baby if it wasn't for Jay Prince. So Jay Prince kind of stuck himself out there, and Big Miller did exactly what he did before. I mean, you don't stick out there and lose a $7 million fight, but make you think you want to put on a fight that I know wasn't paying nowhere near that. So, you know, it's all a gamble. He was a gambler. I never would have gave him any money, but I don't have that type of money to give him anyway because I couldn't afford to lose. So, you know, it's a gamble, and Big Baby don't want to fight, and that's all there is to it. That's all history right there.
Do you think the people saying his success came with being on PEDs all the time? Do you think his whole career was based on PEDs, or do you just think it was the big fights?
Well, I think that it was. But listen, I've heard conversations about what Big Baby Miller does in terms of the things that he was taking and all this and all that. And to be honest with you, I heard it firsthand. I mean, I'm sitting in the gym, I'm listening to these conversations.
Me too. I heard them too.
I'm hearing this about you can use this and you can use that in 60 days. It'll be clear. The system will be clear and all this. What they don't understand is you're getting information from these street doctors. You know, the street doctors tell you, well, don't worry, you can go in there and you can do 30 days on this, and then you take this and it's all clear. Well, these street doctors is just like a street lawyer. You know, I heard a drug dealer say one time, you know, the police stop you and search you. He can't touch your money, so he can put your drugs inside your money, and so he can't touch your money, so you can get away with it. I'm saying to myself, he can't touch your money, but he can shoot you. So, you know, so these guys get all this type of information, and they run with it. Fighters run with a lot of different information. I mean, this guy actually thought that he could do this and get away with it again, and it ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen. So Big Miller, you know, I just feel sorry because he could have done so much for his family, but he doesn't want it. He knew what he was doing. He does not want it. So that's the bottom line. He didn't want to fight.
Okay, what have you made of this 1,000 days plus with Dillian White and now Tyson Fury? Potential Fury maybe becoming franchise champion, paving the way for Dillian White to get the WBC belt. What are your thoughts?
Well, there's a lot of, you know, I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk going on about that WBC belt. Now, they could make him become franchise champion. Now, I don't think that Dillian White won't get the fight, but if he becomes franchise champion and the belt, the WBC regular belt is vacant, I think there's two other people gonna fight for that belt, and I think that Mike Tyson gonna be one of them, and Deontay Wilder might be the other one. I can see those two fighting for that belt. So
that would make a hell of a lot of money.
It would make a hell of a lot of money and make a hell of a lot of sense. It would make a hell of a lot of sense because now you got a world title belt on the line. You got a world, and you got the former WBC champion. I mean, that's the fight to make. If they make him franchise champion, that's the fight to make. I mean, that would make a hell of a lot of money.
Something I spoke about.
And if Tyson win, which he could very well win, then a rematch with somebody else would be a hell of a fight if he go fight Fury and all this, you know. But first of all, before all this stuff can take place, we got a bigger fight on our hand, and look like it's winning right now. So, and that's this coronavirus. That's the fight that we're in right now. That's the biggest fight.
You know what? The way you said that was typical Don King. Like, I like the way you did that. You did a Don King on me there.
Yeah, I mean but seriously, you think about it. That's the way. That's what we're up against. The coronavirus is controlling the world right now. The coronavirus is in control, and we're just here trying to fight. And another thing I want to say is, and I want to say this, and I really mean this. We don't know in terms of where the box is going to go, because we got to get this fight out of the way with coronavirus. And like we said earlier, Black lives does matter, but I want to let you know that all lives matter, and all this divide between the races and the races and the politicians and all this, well, we're going to have to get together and fight this virus together. I can tell you that right now, because we all need to get together right now and forget about all these divisions and divide. We got a big fight on our hand, a worldwide fight. So let's think about that and say, look, we all gonna get together and we're gonna fight this virus because the virus is winning. I guess everybody got a new strain. It's 10 times more likely to be contagious than the one that we got. So let's fight this virus. We ain't gonna have no fury fights and no wilder fights and fury fights. Okay, that ain't gonna happen. So let's try to do what the doctors tell us to do, and maybe we can bring boxing back. But we got to defeat this virus first. So all lives got to get together because all lives matters to fight this virus.
I don't think Don King could have said that any better, Stacey.
Yeah, and it's true.
It is true.
You know, it's not hype. It's real. This thing is real. And I call it. It came up out of Wuhan, China. I call it the dragon. I said that dragon came up out of China. That's what I call it. And it was spread across the world, and it's still spreading, and it's bad. So instead of everybody running around here trying to be dividing, blacks against whites and supremacists against this and all this craziness, that the Republicans against the Democrats, that ain't the fight. That's not the fight. The biggest fight, you got to bring all these differences together and let's go out here and try to fight this corona. Because that's what's winning right now. The corona's winning. If it's getting any worse, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, because the economy if the economy collapse, if the world economy collapse, we got a problem, brother. So let's everybody right now concentrate on this virus and get rid of this virus, and we can go back to these hate crimes and start hating each other again.
Do you think that due to this corona there will be an economic downturn, and therefore fighters that were overpaid are going to be maybe not being paid as much, and from it they may back out certain contracts? Do you think that's going to happen, or contracts may have to get renewed because of the economic downturn due to the coronavirus?
Well, you know, if a lot of people is complaining about the pay scale that Bob Ian was paying those guys. A couple of those 6-round fighters got $6,000 or $8,000. The main event got $35,000. Well, the bottom line is there's two sides to that story. There's just two sides to that, and you got to have somebody smart to really see. You know, because they'll sit there and say, well, we can't afford to pay the fighters all this money anymore, because we don't have the gate. Now, 85% of the fights that was fighting, they weren't making no money in the gates anyway. There wasn't nobody in the gate. You know, they were losing money in terms of the gate. So you got to watch it that the promoters say, well, we're not making the money because we don't have the gate, so we're going to have to pay you less money. But then what happens is find out that the network paying them more money to subsidize for not having the gate. So you got to have somebody that really know what's going on in terms of management. You know, but I even heard Eddie Hearn say we're not going to be able to pay the fighters this type of money anymore. Well, you know, if Tyson Fury and Wilder was getting ready to fight, and I couldn't go to the fight and be part of the audience, what am I going to do? I'm going to order the fight. So let's say you got 12,000, 13,000 people that can't go to the fight. Let's say out of 12 or 13,000, at least 9,000 want to see this fight, so they're going to order it. So the money is still there, you know, regardless.
That's true. You know, the money's still there.
Not 100%, but it's close.
Wow.
So there's a lot going on with that. So you just got to be now in terms of the fighters. Would the fighters take less money? Look, let me explain something to you. When they get desperate and can't get no money, what they gonna do? They're gonna take the money. They can't got no jobs. They don't have any jobs. Ain't no jobs out there. You got 40 million people on unemployment. Out of work, ain't no jobs. So what you gonna do? You can go in and make, well, you used to go in and make 75,000. If you go in and make 45, you go in and make that 45. That's all there is to it. That's the bottom line. So you got to, you know, it's a new world order. So you better get in line, because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be around for a long time. It ain't 6 months, no. 7 months, no. A year, no. We're looking at 2, 3, maybe 5 years of this. This is it. It's a new world order. So you got to learn how to adjust and live with it, and you can make it through. But if you don't, if you sit back and you cry and say, well, you know, it's a sad thing that's happened, and it didn't happen before. So we just got to deal with it. And then boxing made us strong. We got that mentality that, hey, we can deal with it. And that's what we're going to have to do. So the fighters probably going to get paid less. I heard Crawford say, they're going to have to pay me X number of dollars, can't pay me less. Well, that's what you're saying now. But your money get low in that big house, about to lose some Rolls Royces in them houses. Oh, you'll fight, bro. You can believe that.
Well, the simple solution for Crawford is to go across the road, become a PBC fighter, or fight the PBC fighters. That would be a solution.
That's right. You got to fight the BBC fighters if you want to get paid. You know, so it's now the only promoter I know that I haven't heard anything about cutting purses and this type of thing. In fact, I got some inside information. I heard them say that Al Heyman was going to continue to pay the fighters because Al's not a really greedy person. He's not real greedy. So he doesn't want it all. So he's going to continue to pay the fighter like he's been paying them. And I heard that he's not changing that. So that's a good way to go. I mean, you know, but you will take less money if you come down to it. Ain't no doubt about that, you know.
What do you make of Ryan Garcia's demands? Because he's an Instagram fighter. He's got all these Instagram accounts and all these followers. What do you make of Ryan Garcia saying he
Well, I think he's a good fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I think he done did a hell of a job on his Instagram. Now the thing about that is, okay, you got 6 million followers. You got 6 million followers. How do you turn that 6 million followers into dollars and cents? You're not going to get no 6 million buys if you do a pay-per-view fight. I guarantee you that. You're not going to get 2 million buys if you do a pay-per-view fight. So how you going to turn? You got all this. How you going to turn it into dollars and cents for the promoter to make money on it? That's what you got to understand. Well, you know, I got this and I got that, but it doesn't mean you can turn it into dollars and cents. I mean, Mike Tyson got over 2 million viewers. He's a different guy, but he's a heavyweight. He has the record. He has the background. He's vicious. So you know, you're not in that category. So all this talk about he got to get the big money and all that. Well, if you don't want to fight, son, we make the phone call. You don't want to fight. Then the only thing they're gonna say is next. That's right, and you left out.
Next.
That's right. Next guy up.
What are you making of Dillian White's fight against Povetkin? That's a big fight coming up for him in Eddie Hearn's backyard.
Well, that's gonna be it's an interesting fight. It's an entertaining. I think it'll be an entertaining fight. I don't know. I'm not looking at it as a big heavyweight fight, a major fight, but it's a very entertaining fight. You know, I trained Povetkin for his fight with Vladimir Klitschko. And I know this guy trains hard. I know he's in tip-top condition, but he's getting on up in age. And we're going to say, I think it's going to be I know he's not going to lay down. It's going to be an interesting fight. I mean, it's an exciting fight that I really want to see. And, you know, both guys can travel. So it's back in Hearns is okay. I mean, what are you doing? It's great in his backyard.
Who's your money on for this fight for Dillian White and Povetkin?
Who do I think is going to win?
Yeah.
I give it a 50-50 fight. I give it 50-50. I mean, Dillian White is a good fighter, but he seemed to fade in later rounds. I mean, you know, he make a lot of mistakes. He's tough, but he's a tough kid. And sometimes it takes more than toughness. I mean, Povetkin has the experience. He has the experience, so it's a tough fight. I don't think the fight is going to go to distance because both of them in there banging each other.
Yeah.
No,
it's a dangerous fight.
Aggressive fighters. But it's a good fight to watch. I mean, it'd be a good heavyweight fight to watch. I would love to see it myself. I'm looking forward to it.
White's talked a lot about Tyson Fury, knocking him down in sparring numerous times, and now he wants to fight Tyson Fury. How much does sparring stories and what you do in sparring relate to a big fight itself?
The sparring story?
Yes, and then the facts.
Tyson knocking down White.
White knocked down Fury numerous occasions, and Fury hasn't denied the story every time it's been brought up to him. So, what do you make of it all?
Big Turnbow knocked down Muhammad Ali in practice. I got Big John Bray out of California had Mike Tyson down in practice. It don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Because what happens is a lot of times, the best fighters in there, he's just going through the motion. His mind's on something else. The next thing you know, these heavyweights, he get clipped on the chin and he's on the floor. Anything can happen in heavyweight division. So it's no big thing. It's no big. You don't want it to happen to your fighter, but it happens all the time.
Just a closing statement or a closing thing I want to talk to you about is to ask you about Merciless Ray Mercer. He spoke to me and he said to me, when he fought Tommy Morrison, he knew Tommy Morrison was on PEDs. And what he basically did, he ignored his trainers and he basically tucked up, soaked what Morrison had up, and he knew that Morrison was going to tire, and then he just put it on Morrison and stopped Morrison. There's a big story going around. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, the fight, you know, I like Ray Mercer. The bottom line is this: Ray Mercer is a better fighter. Tommy Morrison was a good fighter, was a good tough boy, and we all know he was all pumped up and juiced up. But he's going on the reputation that is I'm John Wayne's grandson and all this stuff. So he built his market up on that. He was a good fighter, but we knew that he wasn't as tough and as good as Ray Mercer. I trained Ray Mercer for a couple of fights myself. Right. We know that Ray could take a punch, and Ray could punch, and Ray was just a better fighter. Wore him down. He just wore him down. A tough fight, he wore him down. So I don't think there's a whole lot of strategy but he was on juice and people knew it. Back during that time, they were juicing and nobody cared about it. Didn't nobody care about it. I mean, when Holyfield came out, Holyfield walked around at 196 pounds. The fight nights, he went 212. How you grow all that muscle weight just that quick? But when Mike Tyson knew and said that Holyfield is on that juice, but we don't give a damn. We fighting anyway. So, you know, and then Floyd said that Pacquiao was on that juice, and I'm not going to fight him. So our attitude was, hey, whatever he's on, we're going to whoop his ass. So, he beat him. He beat Tommy Morrison and Tommy the Duke Morrison. Later on, you know, you let the stuff take a toll on you. My understanding is when you take it and use it and you get off of it, it's just like a withdrawal. I mean, it makes you tired and you can't function. So I guess once you own it, you got to stay on it. I don't know.
Wow.
I never administered to my fighters. You know, I just said we had to go out there and do the natural thing. You know.
So a lot of people are talking now that 90% of boxers are on PEDs. Your thoughts on that?
So you're saying what now?
90% of boxers are on PEDs. That's the talk of the town now.
Well, they probably is on some form of it. I would say. They don't seem to care. I don't seem to understand that it's a banned substance and you can't be on it, but a lot of guys are on it and a lot of guys are using it. You know, even back when Sugar Shane was really boxing real good and he said he looked like the Sugar Ray Leonard and everybody's talking. All at once it come out that Sugar Ray Leonard, that Sugar Shane was on this and he had to testify that he was on it and testify against the doctor who was giving it to him. So it's out there. I've heard people that are doctors. I've heard doctors that are not in boxing sit and tell me, and they were talking about maybe football players. And you got a defensive lineman over here. He's 290 pounds. He's on the shit. You got the other lineman sitting right in front of him. He's 240 pounds, 280 pounds, and he ain't on nothing. So what a disadvantage it is. So they get caught up on all of that. So the doctor is saying, well, why not let all of them use it? So, you know, and then there's competition in terms of money and finances. They'll take a chance because they want the money, not knowing that if you get caught, there ain't no money. So it goes all the way back, not just through the boxing, but basketball players, football players, all of them is on it. They're all using it because the demand to win is so high on the administrations. You know, I ain't gonna call the name of the colleges. I remember when I'd heard a college coach in the top 10 college coach say that they knew a couple of their players was on cocaine back in the day, but they turned their head and let them use it as long as they were performing. So it's there. It's part of the culture. Hopefully we can manage it and get these people off of it because I think it's also dangerous too. So I don't know, but it's part of the culture out there now.
But
so
Stacey, these are some guys that give me Hall of Fame greats. We're calling them. But they could be Hall of Fame great PED users. That is like that's as you're a young boy growing up and you believe in Santa Claus, and then one day somebody tells you, "Hey, yo, there's no such thing as Santa Claus, boy. Them things ain't true." It's like that. All those illusions get destroyed. That a person didn't do it by hard work and dedication, but they did it by using PEDs. They use drugs.
Well, I think that I understand what you're saying. I think that what you're saying is basically what my age group and guys a little older than me. I think this is what we're saying that how can you how can you be heavyweight champion of the world and you on this stuff? Muhammad Ali is the greatest heavyweight ever lived, and Joe Louis and all these guys, they fought great fights, and they didn't participate in these type of things. And then again, you got to go back and say, okay, I'm going now y'all guys younger than me and say, well, ain't nothing wrong with it. Oh, we don't want to believe it. We don't care. You know, just like you get people jump up and say LeBron James is on it. Oh my God, you got an argument there. But then you talk to a professional basketball player and say, what do you think? They don't say anything. They get quiet. But you talk to a fan, oh, they go crazy. They go crazy. But so it all depends on the generation and the individual and the generation. I mean, sure, you know, I think that a person that it's not fair. I mean, it's not fair. Well, you know, like Flo Jo broke all those records and these type of people and Marion Jones and all that. Hey, but they all got caught up with it. You know, they all got caught up with. But it's hard to keep it out, man. It's hard to keep it. It's part of the culture now. So it's part of the culture. So you got to deal with it. You know, you got to deal with it. You got to be able to call it. You got to be able to see it. You got to know what to do. You got to deal with it. Just like coronavirus. It's part of our culture now. We got to deal with it. You know, you got to live right beside it. You got to walk beside it. You got to walk behind it. You got to deal with this now. So there's no excuses. We got to deal with it, man. You got to be strong, and only the strong will survive. That's all there is to it.
Final question: How do you know, or what would you tell your fighters, or how would you be able to tell if a fight is on PEDs? What are the key elements that eye test if a person's on coronavirus is on PEDs? A fighter that's on PEDs, how do you tell?
One reason you can tell is it's easy. First of all, the development of the body, the structure and the development of the body. You can't lift weights. You can't lift weights and push trucks and lift logs and get your body developed like that. You got to be on something. You got some type of medication inside your system. That's common sense. Should be able to tell you that. Hair loss. You got hair loss. You know, a lot of guys have receding hairlines and losing hair in the back of their head. But you can look at the necks, you can look at the arms, and tell that these guys had some type of enhancement in them. You know, it's just that simple. You can't be cut up like that. There's no such thing as being cut up like that without having some type of chemicals in your system. It just don't have. You don't have a 50-year-old man, a 60-year-old man walking around here with a 25-year-old body. Come on, man. They don't make them like that. I mean, you know, you got to go. You got to go further out in the universe to find that person. He's not here. He's not on Earth. So yes, you can tell by the body structure.
People say acne on the back is one as well. If a person's got acne on the back or they've got acne on the body, then that means all their veins are pumping out in the neck, or they're angry. That means they're on roids as well.
That's right. You can look at the veins. The veins are heavily developed. The muscle content, everything is heavy. The neck, everything is developed. You can easily tell. And I'm gonna tell you something. What they don't realize is it's very dangerous. It's a dangerous situation. Sooner or later, your organs and stuff begin to dysfunction. Okay, your lifespan is shortened. You're looking good for a period of time and making some money, but then in the long run, if you want to play with your grandkids and great grandkids, you ain't gonna be around for that because it's gonna kill you. And there's at one time you see all those wrestlers was dying. All those wrestlers was dying. That's what they was dying for. They was young, but they was dying because they was on those chemicals. I mean, it's just that's the way it is. They said, well, you know, I'll make a lot of money and have a lot of glory and live a short life.
So if you know your fighter's fighting, if you're fighting against a guy, if you know you're going in the ring against a guy that you damn well know, as you said, when Tyson fought Holyfield, you knew Holyfield was on it, and Tyson said he knew Holyfield was on it. How do you go for that mindset to fight a guy that you know has got something that's got an advantage over you? How do you go to fight like that?
It's very easy. The answer to that question is very easy. What you think? I'm gonna go and tell a commissioner, say, look, I think we should ban Holyfield. I think we shouldn't let Holyfield fight. I think no. I'm gonna get this $35 million, and y'all can do what you want to do. It's just the answer's easy. We're gonna fight anyway because we're gonna get this $35 million. We're not gonna say don't let Holyfield fight. Now you crazy? We going for this $35 million, and wherever it falls, if I knock him out, I knock him out. And if he's too strong, he's too strong. But we gonna fight. We going in there to win. We fight. That's not even a question. It's just that simple.
Dang.
I can sit up and tell Mike Tyson right now, and I can sit up and tell Holyfield right now. You know, you two guys are 50 years old. Okay, you know both of you is shot worn. All right, it's very dangerous for you guys to go in that boxing ring and throw punches and hit each other. You know that, don't you? Yes, we do. But for $25 million, you got to take that chance. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
You know, and especially with this coronavirus, because I got lines by my gym. We got people, blocks and blocks of people that's coming in here getting food and going to the food banks and stuff like that. People ain't got no money, man. You can't turn down that type of money. You got to go in the ring. Okay, if you get hurt, then your family gonna reap the benefits and go on and live good. But you got to we have to sacrifice. We're fighters. We're different. We sacrifice different. We take our lives and put on the line. We step in that boxing ring, and we know it. But we'll do it to try to enhance our family. So it's a question of what's fair and not fair. You know, I can understand that's personal. I understand that, but I'm going in this boxing ring so I can pick up these millions if I can get it. If I could go in the ring, right now and make me $4 or $5 million, I'd go in there myself. I might get knocked out, but I'm going up in there.
Stacey McKinley, thank you so much for your time as always and your expertise. I really appreciate it once again. And
I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me. And it's all about just keeping it real. You know, I just try to keep it real as possible and tell the truth, and the truth will set you free. I just keep it real. And everybody remember one thing: all lives matter, and we all got to get together and fight this virus, because the virus is winning worldwide. All right? One love.
Stacey McKinley, once again, thank you so much for talking to BWTM Sports.
Okay, thank you.
Take it. So there you have another exclusive from BWTM Sports, the former trainer of Mike Tyson for almost 10 years, Stacey McKinley, trainer of many other champions, Mayorga, Shannon Briggs, Alexander Povetkin. The list goes on and on. Samuel Peter. So, you know, he knows what he's talking about. So great to have him in the room. And thank you once again for being a part of BWTM Sports. We like to bring the experts in the room. It's all right, me babbling on about what I think, but it's about what people like Stacey McKinley think. They matter. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to smash the like button, the subscribe button. We got more people on the phone, you know. It's just a matter of making them get on here. We've done it. Again, thank you once again. Like, subscribe. Check us out on BWTM Online, www.bwtmonline.com. Check us out on Facebook, BWTM Online. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to our other YouTube channel, BWTM Online. And check us out on Instagram, BWTM Online. Everything's BWTM Online. All right? Have a great night. Take care of yourself. And catch us on the other side. We'll be there, BWTM Online, in about, I think, 15, 20 minutes. We'll be doing a live show from the island of Grenada. More disturbing news from the island and from the Caribbean. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.